And I actually might want to walk some of my previous statements of it was fake back. It might not have been all that fake, I guess. I suppose I have to concede a little bit on that one, because it turns out a lot of people truly are questioning it. And I guess there could definitely be some precedent for that, you know, like actually being a real thing that it was genuinely, you know, pissed off about. Of course, I didn't know yesterday, but now I found out, like I think a few of you did mention, or somebody did mention about the alopecia thing. His wife has got alopecia, which is like an autoimmune disease, right? And of course, that's the whole reason for the haircut. So it is definitely a very much a low blow from Chris Rock. I've got to say, which kind of sucks, really, that it would you know, like take a shot at somebody's fucking illness. Not a huge fan of people doing that, in all fairness, but at the same time, yeah, the fact that he just went up and hit him and then kind of sat back down and nobody did or said anything is and always will be very weird to me. But it turns out a few other people are certainly saying that as well, to the point where, like, what the hell? He just flipping assaulted somebody. You can't turn around and say that wouldn't be a jailable offence for anybody else. Like, he did it on live TV. I mean, come on, you can't even get it any clearer than that. Oh my gosh, bless you though, 10 months, that is awesome. Seriously, I can't believe we've been on Twitch for 10 months. Time does fly when you're having fun, doesn't it? But thank you, everybody. I agree, the Chris Rock joke was lame as hell. It was, wasn't it? I didn't actually realise yesterday when we were talking about it just quite how lame that shit was. But yeah, holy crap. You know, for somebody who is, like, admittedly very funny like Chris Rock, I don't see why he needed to take a low blow, do a low blow like that. Holy crap. He could have literally said anything else. Like, literally anything else. So yeah, I'm certainly not one for reacting things like that with violence. And I did hear somebody, you've probably heard this, but somebody said basically that you know, slapping someone like that is kind of what you get taught to do in Scientology. And I know that sounds a little wild at first, but apparently Will Smith's a huge Scientologist. They apparently, again, allegedly, have spent over $1 million on their own little school, Scientology school, or a school that teaches like Scientology in with normal curriculum, I believe, somewhat proper weird like that. But yeah, apparently that's how they get taught to deal with people. Either that or like the other thing that he did, you know, shouting at them, massive shouts, big shout. So yeah, I can't remember exactly what they call it in Scientology, but there is an interesting little video flying about that, flying around about that. Oh dear. Good morning, Jen. I actually watched it before bed last night. It was superb. I know I missed out. Oh no, we wanted you there, Georgia. I think Jen literally said it'd be so cool if Georgia was here right now. Comedians roast everybody, and definitely a low blow joke, but the precedent isn't good, and hitting is never acceptable in my humble opinion. Absolutely, and that's the main thing. Like, somebody like Will Smith, who very much knows and plays on the fact that he's super influential. You know, like, tons of us have grown up with him on the screen in front of us, got insane parasocial relationships that we can't even begin to understand. The guy is very influential. You know, you can't just go around doing that. He's got kids that look up to him that now think it's a viable thing to just go smack someone when you disagree with them, or even when they insult you. You know, like, there's way better ways to take an insult. Like, holy crap, that is not the thing we should be setting people, you know, should be showing the next generation to do, showing the current generation to do. I think we've already got substantial amounts of problems with violence. We don't need somebody who wields as much sort of societal influence as Will Smith. to be, you know, adding to that shit. And then he goes on, and oh my gosh, who even is this guy? He goes on afterwards to make a speech about love, and then conflating what just happened with some character he'd played on TV. Like, is that just me, or is that pretty like scary is that scary levels of verbal acrobatics to kind of, you know, mental acrobatics rather, to kind of justify what he's just done in his head? I mean, we all do it, but I don't know, it just seems pretty wild to see it in real time like that, and for kind of at least everybody who was there at the ceremony to be completely fine with it. Lots and lots and lots and lots of people have called it out afterwards though, which is great. And like, this is the power that we actually hold these days. You know, our opinions and sort of the discourse that we put out there, it matters, man. It really does. It matters a lot, and it you know, can really shape the world nowadays. Like, if for example everybody completely falls out with Will Smith, people will be reluctant to cast him in the next role, even though it is Will Smith and the guy's an epic actor. If he's got a bad name out there, people will think twice at least. So yeah, pardon me, there was one particular comedian that I can't quite remember the name of right now. Again, because I suck, not because like anything to do, not because they're forgettable. I'm sure they're a really good comedian, but yeah, they basically said, you know, like, that's kind of every comedian's worst nightmare when they're performing, you know, in comedy clubs, etc, etc, open mic nights and what have you. It's every comedian's worst nightmare, somebody to go up and hit them. And apparently it's completely fine and totally acceptable to do that now, because Will Smith's just gone and fucking set a precedent, like it's up to him. But the sad reality of it is, again, he's got so much influence and power, people will definitely be doing that and now, and they'll be probably laughing about it, calling it a Will Smith. Did you see me go Will Smith that guy? Seriously, if that's what Mr. Smith wants his legacy to be, then so be it. But I mean, holy shit, I was completely wrong about the guy if that's the case. Like 150% incorrect about that guy. But, you know, it wouldn't surprise me. We do only know what they show us, to be fair. but yeah, he may not have known about her alopecia though, so he might not have known about it. That's also fair as well then. But I don't know, man, I'm not a comedian, so like, I guess I'm biased against comedians a little bit, which I totally do admit and accept. Oh, a worm. Come here, little buddy. Come here, little buddy. We'll save him and put him in mud, look. Ah, fuck. There you go. We'll call him Woody. Bye, Woody. Dropped my joint in a damn puddle. God damn it. Give me a hot minute, y'all. Woo-wee. Yeah, Will Smith kind of sucks now. It's actually quite upsetting when I really think about it. That is very interesting about the Scientology slap. I think he said he's embarrassed. Yeah, he did he made some kind of a statement, didn't he? Or his people made a statement on behalf of him. And yeah, I mean, I remember hearing the statement and thinking, yeah, rightfully so. Can't remember exactly what he said, but I don't think Chris Rock has actually commented on it, has he? And do you know as well, Chris Rock's ticket prices for his next special went up by like 150%. They went up from like 50 to like $300 in some places because now everybody wants to know what he's going to say back, you know. Pretty ridiculous, but you know, the world. Yeah, I would think if they teach something like that in Scientology, then they probably don't want it done so publicly. Absolutely not a good way to represent the brand, is it? No, seriously, I mean, I truly believe that maybe 95%, possibly more. I mean, certainly a few more celebrities that I can think of that could get away with slapping a national treasure like Chris Rock, but it isn't many. So I give it a 95%. Of every other celebrity, their career would be ended after doing that. And I'd even go as far as to put the stipulation on, yeah, that even if it was just alleged and there was like a goddamn photo, just a picture that existed in newspapers, I think they'd still be like done, you know. I don't think anybody'd want to touch them again, like you know, big movies and stuff like that, especially if they had the, you know, the whole public kind of against them. So yeah, really bizarre. Not to mention it's a literal goddamn crime. Like, holy crap, since when did just slapping someone become okay? I do not understand how he's not facing some kind of punishment, you know, again, like anybody else would. I'm really not for this double standard with celebrities. They're cool and all that, but they are that flipping cool. Like, holy shit, they're in some movies. Like, chill out. Acting like they're literally prophets or some shit. I mean, let's not you know, overdo it, right? The movie stars, not flipping doctors, shouldn't be worshipping them and letting them get off scot-free for crimes. Like, if we're going to be doing that to anybody, it shouldn't be goddamn movie stars. Like, come on, can we change that? Can we not change that? Give doctors a free pass, maybe they'll be more happy about starving to death because the wages don't cover it. God dang it. Sorry, let me get to some comments. I did hear you guys mention me, thank you, it was very sweet, and I couldn't help laugh when you shamelessly called me out too. No egg, too good. What did I do? You done with Arpan, my guy? Arbitrator, what is good, arbitrator? I am so sorry if I'm hella late on your comment. I think I am hella late on your comment. It doesn't actually tell me how far behind I am here, which is good. I don't realise how badly I'm failing on this whole thing. I'm not exactly done with Arpan. A more accurate way to put it is Arpan's done with us. It seems to not let us on there anymore. Like, I don't know if you've been there recently, but over the past couple of weeks it's been literally impossible to stream over on Arpan. So yeah, we're just over here for the time being, just kind of whilst Reddit sorts its head out a little bit, or whatever the heck needs to happen for us to be able to go back on there. But yeah, not quite finished with it. Bring on the damage control team. I know, right? Exactly, that's the precedent I was talking about. Now comedians on stage are in jeopardy. Exactly, Lena, exactly. Honestly, you are 100% right with that, and it is such a good point to raise. Like, truly a good point to raise. If anything, that might be the worst damage that is you know, potentially done. Because let's be real, I think if somebody's gonna like hit another person out in just, you know, general public, for example, it's probably not because Will Smith's just hit somebody, but in a comedy club, somebody walks up onto the stage and hits the comedian. Now that is definitely something to do with Smith, or at least you could somewhere make the argument, you know. So yeah, for sure. That's like that's, in my opinion as well, one of the worst things that he's done there. Just the fact that you can go, he thinks it's acceptable to hit somebody because they made a joke they don't like. It's kind of what comedians do, make jokes that people don't like. It's, you know, it's just a thing that they do, right? I mean, if anybody cares about comedy, and like you really should, because especially like satire is such an incredible sort of device, really, and has been used for hundreds and hundreds of years as a way to kind of, you know, point out hypocrisies, point out idiocracies. It is a really good way to kind of you know, comment on something, and even you know, like teach people sort of why something's shitty, I suppose. And you can do a lot with satire. Me and my dad were just talking about this a minute ago, about how I can't remember what it was, F is for Family we was watching, and they've basically I don't know if you watch F is for Family. Thank you, sir. It's a Netflix thing, like an animation on Netflix. But basically, yeah, one of the young sort of teenagers has got a girlfriend, and he's just like, he's throwing up red flag after red flag. Is this guy, Kevin Murphy, and it's just great, right? It's obviously satire. They've wrote it like flipping brilliantly. And me and my dad were sat there thinking, anybody that's got a shitty boyfriend now watching this should certainly be like, oh yeah, maybe that's what my boyfriend was like. Holy crap, I've been super controlling and shit. But obviously doing it hyperbolically and making it funny, love it. But anyway, God, I'm on one. Swiss, what's good, Swiss? Good morning, and California Dreaming. Good morning, y'all. Great to see yous. And Penguin, 15 minutes left, Penguin says. What is good, y'all? Welcome to the stream. I'm so sorry I'm late on your comments there. We are on one today. Aren't these pretty? Should we find out what they are? Right, I am gonna properly read comments now. Monsters, what's good? Thanks for saving the worm, soggy joint. I know, it was worth it. We saved the worm. I love worms. Welcome, by the way, is that Monstars? Shout out to Def Jam. What is it called? Space Jam, not Def Jam. Space Jam. The Monstars. Is that the Space Jam? I get mixed up. Welcome. How are you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing good today. It is great to have you with us. Let me just I'm just gonna check what trees these are. Hey, say what? Here we are, look. Here we go, look. That's what we were doing yesterday. So goddamn fun. A cherry plum. Cool. I don't think there's any more that are quite blooming at this time. Right, where do we get to? Bradford Wormy. I know, right? Shout out to the Bradford Worm. And good morning, California Dreaming, and welcome, Swiss. Good morning, Swiss. I actually don't know what time it is where you are. It could be afternoon. I hope you're both doing okay though. All three of you, even. All four of you, Arbitrator, I hope you're doing okay as well. Thank you, by the way, for joining us over here. Shout outs to y'all for joining the Twitch gang, who, might I say, are the coolest people on the internet. So welcome to the gang, welcome to the clique. And Penguin as well. Oh my gosh, Penguin as well. What's good, Penguin? Where do we get to? 15 minutes left. Sneaking a look. Oh, bless you. I hope we managed to say hello whilst you were still actually here. Sorry, we're kind of deep in conversation about old Smith. I think a lot of comedy clubs tend to crack down on hecklers these days. If anything, the Will Smith thing may make comedians even safer. That's a good point, actually. Yeah, there's your positive way to look at it. It actually might do, because people are going to be, rightfully, I guess, more sort of heightened to that happening now, you know. That's a really, really good point, Silky, actually. Yeah, I agree. I really hope so. I really hope so, like Lena says, absolutely, hope you're right. Slapping someone is assault, should be treated so. It should. You know, like, it's like the whole problem with letting these people get away with it is it makes other people get pissed off then, you know, and like want to slap people, and you wonder why they can't get away with it and stuff. And it's like, you know, as a species, as a society, it's such a garbage conversation to be having when the climate's fucked up and like the world's on fire and world wars are happening. We really don't need to be arguing over stuff like that. We should just know this is obvious stuff, right? We've got Will Smith out here trying to set the human species back 300 years. Like, no, lock him up, please. Or at least fine his ass, like summer. I mean, holy crap. It's usually completely redundant when they fine these people. Obviously, it's like pocket change to them. But summer, right? You know, summer. It really, really does set just a bad example for anybody and everybody out there. A really silly way to set a bad example to. Completely needless. How is making fun of a medical condition any better? But that's a good point. It is. And we did say, you know, like the joke was shitty and it absolutely sucked. But to assault somebody is definitely not the answer. And I think because Will Smith assaulted somebody in that whole altercation, which I argue is a complete overreaction. It's obviously not meeting force with force. You're completely escalating it by slapping somebody that verbally assaults you. In any way you want to cut it up, even if you want to say, look, that was straight up verbal assault, what Chris Rock did, it's still then not anything more acceptable to go and hit that person and up it to assault. Like a lot of people said, and I think it is really silly to say, but he could have died. Like somebody said, he could have died, and it's like, okay, you know, hold your horses there. It's not that deep. But like, who are we to say that he didn't fall over and break his flipping neck or hit his head or something? You don't know, do you? At the end of the day, this shit does happen, which is why assaults are illegal, because you can kill somebody from hitting them. Like, you know, so I agree, and we all, I think, agree as well, that the joke wasn't even a good joke, and it was shitty. You should never take take somebody's like very personal and probably very complicated. You've probably got a very complicated emotional relationship with said illness yourself. For somebody to take that and make a joke about it, nah, it's not cool. And like I think I said earlier, Chris Rock is apparently a funny guy. He shouldn't have to do that, you know. He shouldn't have to resort to like this weird shock humor or whatever the hell it is. You are 100% right to bring it up, but yeah, fighting definitely not the way. And because Will Smith did that, I think now people can't really even talk about the terrible joke. Like, it's been completely outshined by Will Smith's actions, and it maybe would have been a good time to have a talk about, you know, comedians stepping over the line a little bit and taking the mick out of things like that. It's kind of not cool, you know. But now we're having to, again, talk about how assault isn't cool when we should all know that. But you are right, and honestly the joke was really shitty. I didn't know quite how shitty it was yesterday, but yeah, it's a really shitty thing to say to anybody, never mind live at an award show. That's got to be like really embarrassing. I don't know if it was public info either, which you know, you could argue, I suppose, either way, but still, I don't know, man. I'm not a comedian, so it's hard to comment on that. I just know, as a human, it's probably not a great thing to take the mick out of. Oh, it's snowing a little bit. There is loads that he could have said. He could have said literally anything else. He could have took the mick out of anything and anyone. But yeah, I guess that particular time it just went a little awry. But bottom line, man, assault is never good. I just do not agree with assault. I'm not a physical assault type of dude. I'm just not. It's just not cool. Especially in such a public point. And yeah, I can't stand that kind of humour like Jen says. It is a good point though. You are 100% right to say so. Oh my gosh. Yo Swiss, what is good Swiss? How are you today Swiss? I do hope that you're doing okay, and it's great to see you back with us again. Welcome back, my friend. It's a little bit snowing now. Oh my gosh, what has happened? What has done to weather? What have we done to weather? It's Will Smith attacking us with the weather now. That guy, he's always up to something no good nowadays. What's happened to him? I thought it was nice. But yeah, sorry, to get back to it, you are very right in saying that. The fact that most people thought he's a great guy, should this one act condemn him? Not condoning it, by the way. That is also a very good point. It's a lot to base this one thing that seemingly was a very touchy subject for Will, to judge his whole character on it. Like, I honestly, truly believe that there's maybe a lot going on in the background that we not, or at least I'm not too privy about. I mean, there might be some, you know, like rumours out there. Maybe somebody who's a little more in the know might know a little bit of what's going on. I think what we can say for certain is Will Smith's been cheated on recently, right? Is that correct? So I'm a little behind on chat, but I am kind of catching up now. I'm sorry. Nickname Monzy, what is good? Yeah, closest you could get, bless you. Picking a username sucks, doesn't it? Monzy, thank you Monzy, I really appreciate you sharing your name there. Now I can actually know, moving forward I can know I'm pronouncing it correctly. Yes. Monzy, great to have you with us, man. Welcome to the stream. I imagine you've probably come from Reddit, and I just have to reiterate, I really appreciate you doing that. It's a lot these days. I mean, gosh, if you're not, especially not used to, or if you're not don't use Twitch and stuff, it's a big goddamn thing. I think it is anyway. So thank you. So yeah, is it sort of worth condemning him as a whole? I don't think so. I think that he's kind of, you know, like apologised and stuff, and, you know, maybe done to some extent, you know, the right thing now and walked it back. I guess it'd be infinitely worse if he was standing by it. And like, you know, don't get me wrong, if I see a Will Smith film now, it's not like I'm going to avoid it or whatever. You know, like iRobot is one of my favourite films of all time. Eternal Sunshine, and that's not Eternal Sunshine. What's the one that Will Smith does that's like Eternal Sunshine? I can't remember what it's called. Oh jeez, I can't remember what it's called. See how bad I am. Terrible. iRobot, we'll go with that one. That's one of my favourite films. I don't know. I can't think now of any other Will Smith films. He's done that many that I've just gone blank. Holy shit. What's that film called now? I can't think of it. Oh, stupid brain. But anyway, he probably is still somewhat a great guy. But yeah, I think I do personally think that, you know, like hitting somebody, definitely a bit of an escalation, and a very worrying one at that. Because one thing, you know, like shout at somebody and raise your voice and maybe swear a bit, but like hitting someone, that's really stepping it up a gear, that, innit? And I mean, the fact that he just kind of went straight to that makes me really wonder. But does seem like he's got a lot going on. Not condoning it, that never is an excuse, ever. Everybody's got something going on. God damn it, if that were a viable excuse, we'd all just be in a punch-up constantly outside. Nobody'd do anything, we'd all just be fighting. But it goes some way to explaining maybe why he had such an irrational outburst, or why it might have looked so irrational to us through our lens. And if anything, it's maybe a good sobering sort of reminder that, you know, these celebrities, they are actually like ultra humans. The reality of it is these celebrities have super carefully crafted images. They have flipping PR managers and shit. They can't like burp in public without passing it off between 10 people, you know. These people do a lot, spend a lot of money, go very hard to cultivate a particular image, a particular brand that's nice and friendly and that people can buy into without worrying, you know. So yeah, maybe it's a sobering reminder that's what celebrities are. They are as friends, you know. Like, yeah, it is kind of a weird and sad thing, but I suppose it's better that we know. Europe is plus 1 hour. Aha, almost 4. Fantastic. I did actually know that, I do believe. God dang it. I should have known that anyway. Not like it was a secret. Right, okay. Yeah, there's no way Rock didn't know she had that condition. Right, okay. I still doubt he knew and thought it was a haircut. Right. Fair enough. Yeah, it certainly seems like a lot of people are really letting Chris Rock off quite lightly, then you could say, which is kind of the point that I was making with, you know, because Will Smith's escalated it, rather than being able to sit there and not do that and mash his own, you know, image up. He could have just sat there taking it, and people would have been pissed off with it if it were a bad joke and a offensive joke, you know. So yeah, I don't know. It's obviously hard to say, and I honestly really do respect people for sticking up for other people. I do. It's something that we need a lot more of in the world. Just in general, you know, not like no man-woman thing. Just in general, people need to stick up for each other, man. If you see something wrong, stick up, say something, shout, slap someone. I'm only joking, but definitely shout a bit though. But yeah, you know, like, again, I said this yesterday, it'd have been a lot better if the guy had just waited and gone and slapped him afterwards. Like, why did he do it on live TV? What an idiot, for God's sake. You know, like, why did you go slap him bloody afterwards so none of us knew? Because I can never agree with outright violence like that though, man. I really can't. It's just, it was a disproportionate response, which I think is the thing to really focus on with that, I guess. But sorry, let me read some comments. It was a shit joke, but everyone did laugh at the time. Ah, did they? Interesting. I don't watch the Oscars every year, but it seems like the wrong place to do insult comedy. Yeah. I mean, definitely not a roast, is it? You know, when you host it. Oh, pardon me. I don't watch the Oscars either. I mean, it literally might be. I don't know if it's part of the thing over there. But yeah, defo could say that, right? Seems like a bad place to do it. Sorry, but us Pennsylvanians are a little violent. Someone insults or is disrespected, fam or friends, someone gets it. Yep. I feel ya. I do. I come from a place where that is very much the philosophy. You know, you don't let anybody talk to you like anything, because the second you do, they think that they can keep doing it. So yeah, man, I'm not a violent person, and I don't agree with it, and I will always try and avoid it, but to a certain degree I do agree with that, you know. But again, time and place is not in the right time or place, I don't believe, to kind of be having some, you know, like virtuous outburst. It was on live TV. But I get you though, I do get you, and honestly, to, you know, be like down the middle and to kind of play devil's advocate in the service of the conversation, I do understand. I do definitely get that, and it is a fair point. It is, especially, you know, somebody who you care about and someone who you love very much, possibly. It's not the right place for insult comedy. No, it ain't. I think insult comedy is only really good when the person who's been insulted kind of gives you a pass, right? There's many ways that people give people passes, and that doesn't always mean that, you know, somebody says, yeah, joke about me, I don't mind, or, you know, somebody's in on the joke or whatever. They can just be jerks. That's fine too. But yeah, but it seems like a bad place, like Silky says. Pursuit of Happiness, god damn it, that's the one, Jess, thank you. What an idiot. I've seen that film so many times, like, holy shit, man. I saw my mate had on DVD for like 6 months, and I swear every Friday that's what we used to sit and watch and get high. I'm not joking. Pursuit of Happiness. Done. Welcome, Jess. What's good? I would, because these films are usually shite. Yeah, sure. He's done a lot of shit ones, that's for sure. Yeah, no, he has. Like, holy crap, I remembered Hancock. Never forget that one. That was a dreadful film. I didn't personally like it, but I'm not really a big fan of superhero films, I guess, so not the best person to ask. Yeah, made the move over from Reddit. I'm in unknown territory. Adventures ahead. Oh my gosh, like music to my ears. Yes, indeed, my friend. I do appreciate you making the jump. I truly do. As you can probably already tell, Twitch is like a lot better. Like, it is just simply because it's a live streaming platform. It's supposed to be. You know, you'd absolutely expect it to be the better one out of, you know, Reddit or Twitch. Like, it's almost so ridiculous to even pose such a question. But but yeah, I think it's probably not common knowledge, I guess. I mean, a lot of people don't really think about that kind of stuff, and let alone think about, you know, like what Twitch is. Who gives a shit, you know? If you're not kind of actively a live stream watcher or, you know, a live streamer yourself, it really has no appeal to you whatsoever, I suppose, or very little, you could say. So I do get it. Reddit and Twitch are very much different platforms. So it's proved quite hard to get people to, you know, come over and like make the jump. Most people just scroll up and go onto another stream because there's tons of cool streamers that are in lovely places. So yeah, I really appreciate you making the jump and coming over to join us and our spectacular little gang that we've got here. Didn't Ricky Gervais roast tons of celebrities at an award show recently? Ooh, did he? Interesting. Like I am like not a huge fan of like offensive humour, but I do laugh at it at times and I can find it funny. I mean, a lot of the time I'll be like, oh well, that was cheap, or you know, like, was that really worth it? I kind of have that kind of attitude towards those ones, but there's some that are funny. It's not like I just don't like insult humour at all. It's just, I think if you're gonna just be lazy about it, then don't use insult humour, because that's like not comedy, that's just insulting someone. And like, what are you trying to prove by doing that, you know? Comedy's supposed to be funny, you're supposed to like say something, you know? Satire, like I say, it's an instrument to be played. Like, holy crap, man, it's a vehicle to drive in a vast landscape of jokes, you know? Like, holy crap, what is wrong with these people? If a goddamn Bradfordian nobody can come up with something like that, surely these lot know this, you know? So why are they just being offensive? It's so silly. So yeah, I definitely feel that one. Where did we get to? He did regret it and apologise though, didn't he? That's true. I remember a Ricky Gervais one was Caitlyn Jenner has done a lot for the trans community. Not done a lot for women's drivers though. Yeah, because of the fact that she ran someone over whilst texting and got away with it. Yeah. I think even in South Park, if anybody watches South Park, for some reason Caitlyn Jenner is like teams up with the teacher. I can't even remember the teacher's name. Like, it's utterly ridiculous. I can't remember that name. Oh my days, seriously, what a joke. Anyway, it pretends to be like Donald Trump, and Caitlyn Jenner's like constantly running people over. And I mean, that's just shit's funny, you know. But I guess that's funny because he's not actually like, you know, offending anybody outside of somebody who's done a terrible thing, I guess. I mean, maybe the person who got like ran over probably don't feel maybe too great, but yeah, I mean, maybe you can go a long way in explaining some of these offensive ones and why they don't feel as bad as others. It was a slap and not a punch. Does that make a difference? No, to me personally not. Physical assault, honestly, is physical assault, in my opinion, but that's a good point to raise. I guess a slap is definitely not trying to inflict as much damage as a punch. A slap is a warning. A punch is, you know, you're going for blood when you're trying to punch someone. A slap, yeah, you know, that's more of a warning for sure. But physical assault is physical assault, in my opinion. You know, he had absolutely no right to walk up to him and slap him like that. I mean, you can argue you have very little right to do that to literally anybody, outside of certain circumstances. So yeah, I'm not a big physical assault guy, not a big fighter. Absolutely love mixed martial arts and boxing and stuff. I think mutual combat is honestly sometimes pretty flipping amazing, pretty beautiful. Adesanya, I've gone on about Israel Adesanya before. That guy is like poetry in motion when he's fighting in an octagon. But outside of that kind of physical assault, yeah, man, it's a pretty shitty thing to do, honestly. But that's just in my opinion. I've seen far too much of that in my time, and in my opinion, it does not do anything. It really doesn't. I mean, the whole point of like hitting someone is to kind of like make a point to, you know, let somebody know that what they've done is not right, etc., etc. You know, all these different variations on on that, trying to punish someone basically for whatever reason. There's like thousands of better ways to do that than like physically assaulting someone. I mean, I don't know if you've ever punched somebody, but like it actually fucking really hurts unless you're a bloody MMA fighter and you've been taught by Mr. Miyagi. Like, holy crap. I'm terrified of punching people, not because of anything else, but because I'll break my goddamn finger, knuckle or wrist, or a variation of the three. I've actually known a story and indirectly known the guy, and I indirectly knew him because I knew somebody that knew this guy. I didn't actually know the guy, but he had a fight with somebody, punched him, it hit him in the tooth, and got AIDS. He literally got AIDS from punching somebody in the tooth, which is absolutely insane, right? So yeah, terrifying. But yeah, physical assault, not good, man, not good. Better ways to do that, and I think this is a perfect example of that. If Will Smith had, taken the graceful route with this, Chris Rock's ticket prices wouldn't have been going up; they'd have been going down, if not maybe getting taken off the shelves. I have to go to work later, Silky. So sorry, Silky, I'm bloody behind. Sorry, Silky, you take care. I hope you have a fantastic day, lovely. Yes. If he was punched, it meant Will wanted to send him to hospital. yeah, absolutely, yeah. Definitely a difference, in a punch and a slap, but I guess, like, criminally speaking, nothing different. Emotionally speaking, not really too much difference. Getting hit feels like getting hit, I suppose. Not a nice thing. But yeah, most importantly, criminally, it's not different. Although you could argue that it goes from, like ABH to GBH when you actually really start to inflict damage, and you can prove that you was really trying to hurt somebody and it wasn't just like a one punch kind of thing, which you can argue. I think actual bodily harm and grievous bodily harm, we call it over here. But I could be wrong. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. Don't call me out on that one. But yeah, speaking generally, criminally it ain't no different. So yeah, I think it was weird just how nothing happened, man. I don't know. Can you imagine any other celebrity going up in the middle of the Oscars live and hitting the host for any reason? Like, forget even the bad joke, really, just for any reason, without like a lot of stuff happening afterwards. Where are all these big beefy security guards and stuff? Like, did they just think, oh, it's Will Smith, we'll just leave it? I mean, it's so bizarre. Very weird reaction. Bye, Silky. Take care, Silk. Hope you have a good day. Definitely not funny. Hopefully this stops celebrity roasting. In my opinion, it's just not okay. Good day, darling daffodil. Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, like I say, when somebody kind of gives it a pass or whatever, then sure. But yeah, if you are really a funny comedian, then you should be able to think of creative ways to be funny. That's kind of the point, right? I mean, if you're gonna be a comedian, actually call yourself a comedian, that literally means that you're trying to do this shit properly. You're really trying to push this whole thing out. So yeah, man, you should be doing it creatively, not just like lazy way. That's, anybody can do that. Literally anybody can like roast somebody. I mean, creative roasts are definitely pretty funny. That's what I mean. There's a big difference though, I guess. I mean, I don't really like watch sort of stand-up comedy and things like that, so I'm not a great guy to ask comedy related questions. In fact, I'm a pretty terrible guy to ask comedy related questions, especially with like current celebrities and their kind of goings on. But yeah, I'll never agree with assault. I just can't. It's just a terrible thing to do. Mr. Garrison, holy shit. How could I forget that one? Like, again, I've been watching South Park since I was a literal child. How can I forget that? That's not even something that I should forget ever. Like, super ridiculous that I'd forget that. South Park literally started when I was a kid. I was like 12 or something. I was getting told to go to bed before it and having to sneak back down to watch it. Like, that's how young I was. How can I forget that? My brain absolutely is a sieve today. I know. I told you, I've got a little head cold. I swear, I'm not firing on all cylinders today. I'm really not. Hancock was more romantic / comedy type. Yeah, in all fairness, like, thinking back, I didn't like, it wasn't like a proper terrible film. Like, I wasn't like gonna walk out of the theatre that bad. I didn't watch it in theatre, but, you know, figure of speech, it wasn't like that bad. It was definitely a Will Smith film, you know, like any film I honestly would argue that Will Smith's in, it's gonna be pretty good because Will Smith's there. And like, I hate to say that, but the guy is truly an incredible actor. He's very, very talented. The sheer amount of films and roles that he has done totally proves it all, man. He's a very talented actor for sure. And he can very much elevate the script, and very much does so. So yeah, no, he's never done like terrible films. You know, he's never done like flipping Sharknado or what's the other one? That Bird. Have you seen Bird Attack? What's it called now? Birdemic. You ever seen Birdemic? Holy shit! We need to watch that on stream sometime. Somebody remind me to watch Birdemic. It is the funniest and best, so bad that it's good film that you'll ever watch, honestly. It was made with the purest intentions as well. Guy just really tried his best, but it came out super funny. Like if I tried making a movie. Awesome. Is it snowing there? California Dreaming says. It isn't, actually. It's stopped now, which is very, very upsetting. But it was. I mean, it was more probably, you'd call it sleet, wouldn't you, when it snows and rains at the same time? That's what it was doing, but it has stopped now. It's actually quite nice. I can actually smoke my ciggy. Oh my gosh, how wonderful. Ricky was making a point, Chris Rock's joke had no point. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? I think that's a good distinction to make there. You're totally right. You know, making a point. If you're making a point, then that's like kind of the purpose, right? That is, even if it's offensive, you can at least say, well, you know, I'm trying to make a point, right? And that, historically speaking, has definitely been the way that people have done many kinds of insult comedy. It hasn't just been an insult for the insult's sake. It's been to try and make a point, you know, like, was Chris Rock trying to make a point of this lady's suffering with a flipping illness? Like, holy shit. Not something to laugh at. And that's what I mean. I don't see how he could have thought that were a good idea, honestly. And in many mediums, I would also like to say that I'd probably agree with the slap, but not on live TV like that, man. Like, god dang it, do it in your own time. If he said that, you know, in your kitchen or something, said that to you walking past in park, then absolutely. But you know, maybe it's a bit different when he's definitely just joking and it's on live TV. No, come off it, Will. I stand with Jim Carrey. He was right to call Hollywood out. Yeah, actually really cool about Jim Carrey sort of coming out and kicking off about it. Love that. And it's a good bloody point. I heard that too. Chris Rock's tour kicks off today. Oh my god, and prices saw. Oh, damn it. You see, and now I'm starting to feel like it's contrived again. Oh my gosh. And this is what I mean. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I somewhere along the line feel like Will Smith and Chris Rock are probably really good friends. They probably know each other relatively well. I don't know, man. It's a good way to, like, I don't even know what the times table is, but, you know, quadruple your wage at the end of the sort of special or whatever, end of his tour. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, man, if like, I mean, Will Smith's got something to do with his tour or something, making some money off of it somewhere. And Chris Rock apparently did refuse to press any charges, which is actually why they've said they haven't arrested him or anything. I mean, it works a little different over here, I think. I don't think somebody needs to press charges, particularly for somebody to be, you know, like grabbed for assault. Again, I think assault's just kind of assault here. Could be wrong, but I like to think that that's how it is anyway. But yeah, he didn't want to, and that's kind of why I'm being arrested. Love South Park. I know it's so good. I can't believe it's still going as well. That is just like the most awesome thing ever, to think that South Park is still going. It's still actually pumping out hella fresh episodes as well. And I mean, talking about comedy, it's a great thing to bring up, right? They have been offensive since literally the fucking day they started. Pardon my French. Literally, since the day they started, they have been awful to everybody. But because they have there's always been some deeper moral, some hidden meaning, commenting on something. They've managed to get away with it, and still today they're making episodes that are, you know, good. And that's just, I think that's how it speaks to the timelessness of satire, really, in my opinion. It'll forever be such a brilliant vehicle for comedy when done properly, when utilised correctly, not like how Mr. Rock went about it. Wild Wild West was pretty bad. Oh no, was it? I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen that one. So you might have me there. Good actors like comedy is subjective. Yeah, I think Will Smith is an awful actor. And his movies are boring as hell. God dang it, no way. I am, again, very biased in favour of Mr. Smith. Absolutely. I grew up with Fresh Prince, and I've got to say, pretty much smashed Fresh Prince. But yeah, you know, maybe that was one of his best roles he's ever played. And he arguably didn't play a role, he was more himself, so yeah. But yeah, no, I do admittedly love Will Smith. I have loved Fresh Prince since the day that I can flipping remember watching it. And since then, kind of had a little bit of a parasocial relationship with Will Smith. Not that I haven't watched every one of his films or, you know, followed him to the ends of the earth or anything, but out of all the actors, Will Smith is definitely one that I'd always keep an eye out for, probably above every other actor, honestly. You know me though, I'm not like a huge film guy. More getting into that kind of stuff like recently, if anything. I probably didn't know any directors other than what's he called, Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino. What's he called? Yeah, that's right. So yeah, not a good guy to talk about movies at all. Wild Wild West is his only good movie. The song is banging. I'm guilty of singing it. Nice. Oh, I'll have to check this out now. There's a song and everything. Like, come on, I've missed out. Clearly, this is one of his good ones. They are friends for 30 years. Oh no, Chris Rock worked with Jada once as well. Oh no. Starting to feel a little funny about that again. Not gonna lie, feels a little bit weird to think that they've been mates all that long. And yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. My 2020 New Year's resolution was to learn all the lyrics, and I did it by March. Go on, Jets. That is hilarious. Yay, we nearly made it to the bottom. Have you seen Chris Rock on Saturday Night Live? It's how he thinks it is his way. Oh, okay. No, I haven't actually seen him on Saturday Night Live. No, sorry, to answer your question. I have probably never even seen a full episode of Saturday Night Live. I've only ever seen clips of it. I guess it's, you know, Saturday night in like America, I suppose, We don't really have, or we have our own version of Saturday Night Live with Ant and Dec, which is it's a really funny version. I don't know if they still do Saturday Night Live though. I mean, I'm sure they do. Pretty sure there's still tons of people that like it. Chris made another joke about it in 2016 when she boycotted the Oscars. Jada boycotted the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I was never invited. That is fucking hilarious. Damn it. Slam. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I don't even know what to say about that. So right, Chris Rock is also guilty of making multiple jokes about them. So what's he playing at? What is he playing at? I guess that one didn't backfire like this one did though, did it? So maybe he thought it was okay. I don't know though, y'all. Knowing, we'll walk up this way. Knowing that they have been friends for 30 years, I just feel like it'd be a real great way to hike up some ticket prices, get people talking about the Oscars, get people talking about Chris Rock again. I mean, what's Chris Rock done in the past while? Is he popping these days? I don't know. He is now, at least. We know that. So, I don't know, man. This is the thing, right? This is why it is so hard for me to believe that he's just gone up there and slapped him. These people are not only like literally programmed at this point. Will Smith and Chris Rock, these are very seasoned celebrities, right? They are absolutely hyper sensitive to how their brand looks. You know, they've cultivated and managed to maintain a pretty decent reputation, both of them, over the whole time they've been in the public eye. They know what they're doing, man. They're not dumb, you know. Like they've probably got each other's numbers. They can talk that shit out. As it's way too much for me just to believe like that, really. I mean, it's definitely looking like the narrative is not going with my kooky conspiracy theories, mind you. People are just kind of accepting it, but it feels weird for me, guys. I'm not gonna lie, it does. I feel a bit weird about it. Best comedy is Futurama. Oh my gosh, can we bring back Futurama? Seriously, what is wrong with the world? We are truly in the worst timeline. We actually are. Like, no. Take me back. Take me back to the timeline that has 20 seasons of Futurama. Yeah, you're right. Futurama was absolutely banging. My favourite episode is where Fry eats the egg. Is it just an egg mayo or some shit? Egg sandwich from the truck stop, and he gets the worms in his belly that make him super smart. So cool. And he plays that holophone. So cool. Anyway, yeah, bring that shit back.